Hello everyone. Today I will start All Summer in a Day for the students of class 10. It is written by Ray Douglas Bradbury. So children, I told you that in your short stories, poem short stories book, before every short story, inside box, some details have been given about the author as well as about the story. Always go through that detail, that is very important. This All Summer in a Day is a fascinating science fiction. You all know science fiction means it is imaginative, it is not true. It is a tale of life on Venus. And the story depicts a world in which the sun, though absent, has tremendous power over people. Live there. Now, planet Venus, has a peculiar climate. Every after 7 years, the sun comes out for just 2 hours. The rest of the time, it rains all day, every day. And the planet is covered with thick, unruly weeds. Unruly weeds means wild plants. And these unruly weeds are perpetually caught in a cycle of growth and destruction. Why growth? Because it rains every day, every night in the planet, in that Venus planet. Because of that reason, there is a lot of growth of this wild plants. In the same way, these plants get destroyed. How? When it rains heavily, when there is a tidal wave. So it is a cycle of growth and destruction. And human lives are underground in a network of tunnel. So in the story, we will see a group of children of 9 years who are waiting eagerly for the sun to come out for that particular brief period of time. That we will see their excitement, their eagerness that is there mentioned. And one more thing, what you should understand, who all are these children? Actually, there were few astronauts who had shifted with their families to planet Venus from planet Earth to start a civilization there. And they had also made an underground school for their children to study. And all the children were 9 years old. And they, as in Venus, every after 7 years sun comes out. So the thing is, these children, as they are 9 years, last time when the sun appeared, that time they all were 2 years old. So they had no XP, they had nothing they remembered about the sun. They had various imagination about the sun. But among them, one girl who is the protagonist of this story, that is Margaret, she was there in Earth till the age of 4. So she had memories with sun. We will see in the story, she remains silent and depressed as she is there in Venus and she cannot experience the exposure of sun. So she missed the sun. And one more thing, before starting the story, I will tell you that this story is based on 4 vital things. One is bullying, one is ignorance, one is isolation, and one is jealousy. When we will slowly go through the story, we will uncover what all I say, this 4, bullying, ignorance, isolation, jealousy. We will uncover these things, these vital things, what I said. So before starting story, we can understand the setting is in Venus. It is a school where these children are there and the teacher is there. That is the setting of the story. So let's start. Ready, now, soon. Do the scientists really know? Will it happen today will it? So, from this what we can guess, there is a conversation within a group of people, and this group of people are actually children. So they are discussing, do the scientists really know? Will it happen to them? That means scientists have predicted that after 7 years, now it's the time the sun to appear in Venus for that short period of time. So they are discussing whether the scientists are correct or not, whether what they have said that is correct or not. They are very eager. These children are very eager to view this phenomenon. Now look, see for yourself. The children pressed to each other like so many roses, so many weeds intermixed, peering out for a look at the hidden sun. So here you see, like so many roses, so many weeds. These are used for the children. This is simile, children. This is which figure of speech? This is simile. So these children are compared with roses. Roses means something very beautiful. That means something very good. So many weeds. Weeds means that those wild plants. So here these naughty, troublesome children are compared with these weeds. Intermixed means good and bad both. They are all peering out for a look at the hidden sun. Why peering out? I told you at the beginning that there was a underground tunnel which was made for the children to attain their school. So from there they were peering out whether the sun is coming out or not, whether the sun which has been hidden for last 7 years, whether it's coming out or not. It rained. It had been raining for 7 years, thousands upon thousands of days, compounded and filled from one end to the other with rain, with the drum and gush of water, with the sweet crystal fall of showers, and the concussion of storms so heavy they were tidal waves come over the islands. So here we have got the description how it rains in Venus. It must be a horrible feeling that every day, every moment, every day, every night, every year it rains and rains. It never stops for continuous 7 years. So it says thousands and thousands of days. It is uncountable. And compounded means added together, and filled from one end to other with rain, means the whole planet, it's only rain. With the drum and gush of water, torrentially, forcefully, the water comes, pours. With the sweet crystal fall of showers, it is the raindrops here compared with the crystal which falls. And the concussion of storms so heavy. Concussion meaning, if you see your workbook, it is given a temporary loss of consciousness. So here it has been mentioned that the way it rains, the way sometimes it is so heavy storms that everything becomes what it is said that what I was telling, that and the concussion of storms so heavy they were tidal waves come over the islands. That means there were tidal waves, means heavy waves, heavy storms, which the condition becomes like that sometimes the whole planet becomes unconscious. Like that way it rains. 1,000 forests had been crushed under the rain and grown up 1,000 times. Children, this is a hyperbole. It is not possible that 1,000 number of forests will get crushed. That is not possible. Okay, this is just it is a hyperbole has been used to show that enormous number of forest gets crushed because of this tremendous rain. And this was the way life was forever on the planet Venus. And this was the schoolroom of the children of the rocket men and women who had come to a raining world to set up civilization and live out there. So at the beginning only I said that a group of scientists or astronauts, they came to set up a new civilization, maybe to get a better life. They came with their family. So these children, they live in that raining world, that particular planet. It is only raining. It has been raining. It's stopping. That means maybe slow. It became slow now. So the children are shouting, yes. Now we are getting the character Margaret. Margaret stood apart from them, from these children who could ever remember a time when there was not rain and rain. So Margaret, that girl, she was standing separately. She was alone. She was not. So it is like she lived there in isolation. She did not mix up with others. So these could ever remember a time when there was not rain and rain. So she could remember the time when it was not raining. Why? Because I told you that Margaret, beginning only I said that Margaret was 4 years old when she came from Earth to Venus. So Margaret remembered the day, a sunny day, a day where she got the exposure of sun. So she remembered, but they were all 9 years old. They all were 9 years old. But leaving her, rest all the children they had no memory. Why? Because last time when the sun appeared, they were only 2 years old. Because now they are 9 years. So after 7 years, sun will appear again according to the prediction of the scientists. So these children, they don't have any memory. So it is written that they were all 9 years old, and if there had been a day 7 years ago when the sun came out for an hour and showed its face to the stunned world, they could not recall. So they could not recall anything that in this world, surprisingly how the sun appeared and then again disappeared. That experience they could not recall because they were too small to recall. Sometimes at night she heard them stir in remembrance. She heard them means she means Margaret, them means those other children. What she heard that they are moving and they are trying to remember. What they were trying to remember? They were dreaming and remembering what? Whether the sun, because they have no memory. So they are just having some imagination about the sun. It is not exactly remembrance. It is imagination. What they imagine? That sun may be gold or yellow crayon, means the color may be gold or yellow crayon color. Or a coin large enough to buy the world with. So, and also they may imagine that it is so huge, so big in size, like a large, very big, large coin, which can buy even the world. This is also in a way hyperbole, because it is not possible. Whatever the size of a coin, it cannot buy a world. It's just to indicate that the size of sun is huge. Maybe they are having that imagination. She knew they thought they remembered. Now this girl thinks that maybe these other children, they remember. A warmness like a blushing in the face, in the body, in the arms and legs and trembling hands. Like the feeling when sun appears. Margaret thinks, but actually these children, they have no memory. But in Margaret's memory, it is there what? That when sun appears, there is warmth. There is warmth everywhere. And the face will blush because it will shine in the exposure of sun, because we know when we stand in front of means under the sun for a long time, it becomes reddish. So here it is only mentioned as blush. And the body, it is falling, that sun rays are falling on the body, arms, and the trembling hands. Why the trembling hands? Because they are staying in Venus, which where all the times it rains and it is cold. Maybe the hands are trembling for that. But then they always awoke to the tatting drum. But these are all in dream, these are all in imagination, because when they wake up, they can only hear what? Tatting drum, the endless shaking down of clear bead necklace upon the roof. The walk, the garden, the forest, and their dreams were gone. That means when they wake up, they can only get the sound. Tatting drum means beating of the drum. And that is compared with the sound of raindrops. Okay. And this is, but they always oak to the tatting drum. Tatting drum is the sound of, compared to the sound of raindrops. So it is metaphor. The endless shaking down of clear bead necklaces means like the beads, necklace beads when falling on the roof. That sound of the raindrops, that is everywhere, everywhere. All day yesterday they had read in class about the sun, about how like a layman it was. So here another simile about sun. Sun is like a layman. So as there was a discussion, there was a prediction from the scientist's part that sun will appear. Previous day in the school there was a discussion about the sun. So that part I am coming with my next video.